Hello viewers, my name is Professor Dr. Kimathi. Most of my age mates are not in this world, and according to the African customs, when your age mates leave, you don't live alone. You go to the age mates of the people who are below you. And most of them are the ones who are calling you grandfather. And that's why you see Gen Z are calling me grandfather. Babu, that is Kiswahili to say, grandfather. And we can play ball with them. I'm of their age. I have gone down and become their age. And now they love me because I am teaching them politics, because I am a professor in political science, governmental studies, and ethics. The light of the world. Jesus said that you are the light of the world. And you don't keep what you know under the table, because that is the light. I am talking when my feet are positions in the soil of Kenya, where they have defiled this holy land of Kenya by them pouring innocent blood. So we say, God warns against it. The question is, who is to blame? Because I had put on a video. They don't give me access to the mainstream media. And that's how I had to get a camera. And thank God that you honored me by giving me this camera. I came to this country a very poor professor. And the Bible says in the book of Revelations that woe to a land where the commoner is riding a horse, but the princes are walking barefoot. And this is what is happening in this country. You find I have a son. These are my sons. The rulers in Kenya are my sons, except probably Raila Amolo Odinga, whom I can call my younger brother. We are brothers, people. And that's why I do not understand. How can you, fathers, because you are the rulers, you are the fathers of this nation, you kill your own children, innocent blood pouring it, when God says, through his prophet Musa, say Moses, in the book of Numbers chapter 35, verse 33, he says, it is blood, innocent blood, which makes a land to have been fouled. And once a land has been fouled by pouring innocent blood, go and read Numbers chapter 35 and verse 33. That land cannot be cleansed by anything at all. No. It will remain full until the blood of the one who poured that innocent blood, his own blood is poured also. That's judgment. You talk about the judgment day. That day people call judgment is actually execution day, when God is bringing people together in opposite directions and they start killing one another with nuclear bombs. We say in the Kikuyu language that where there are elders, blood is not poured left and right, because we are supposed to make judgment. And I'm making judgment and say, those people, and you, Kalonzo Musyoka, is one of them, who will go about praising, saying it is bravery, the youth walking into the mouths of riot police and being shot. And even when they are shot, I wrote a paper in 2020 during the COVID time. And I said that there is coming a generation of zombies. You call it Gen.Z. You do not know what Z means. Z is for the word Zuzu in Kiswahili. Zuzu in Kiswahili is, in English, zombie. I was talking about a people who are not a people at all. They are zero. Because a young man is supposed to take care of his country. And when I was doing that research among the Kikuyu people, I found there drunken young men lying about, drunkards. I said, how can these people be of any use to a country? They are not digging. And when a woman, an old woman, patriotic women we have in Kenya, digs his garden, her garden, they come and harvest that food. I was mad at that. And when I tried to talk to them, let me not say what happened. So I said, I wrote a paper, and I said, this generation is made of people who are zero. They are not people. This generation is made up of zombies. How do you describe a person who they walk together as locusts, many of them, and say we are going to capture Kenya's parliament. And they see that his friend is shot, and they don't turn back. And the other next to him is shot, they don't turn back. It grazes him and shoots somebody who is taller behind him, and they don't turn back. How do you describe? Give me another name. I gave it a nation of zombies, and that is Kenya. What is wrong with it? Lies. Lies. When you take a constitution and write that it is okay, and it is their constitutional right for people to demonstrate, to show their anger, and then you go and stop them. And not stop them with a baton. You stop them with live bullets. And it is there in the internet, where you find young men kneel down with masks, aiming their guns at these innocent young men. They stopped shooting those young men and women when the magazines ran out of bullets. A country which is killing its own people. Are those people ruling really Kenyans? Or are they puppets of another people? Just like a man would have a wife, so that these are women honored by their puppets. Because you cannot understand these things. They have to be taught to you. That the one who killed that innocent blood, we have to judge. I'm a judge. Really, I was a judge. Secular judge. I was financing my PhD at that time. I've studied law to master's level. We have to make judgment. Who is guilty of this innocent blood? As a judge, I'll say that it is those people who are actually causing them the anger. How can a ruler who was nothing before and shows the people through the press that this my watch is worth almost 1 million shillings. 1 million. When the guys are going hungry, the guy is seen with a watch of 5 million, flashing it around because it was collected from the bush. When his fellow citizens are dying of hunger, nobody to dig the land, because those who are supposed to dig, they are just drinking. And the other ones who went to school, they cannot dig because now they feel somebody has to dig for them. They are learned, so they want a job where they can be employed. So that we have to import food from Tanzania, from Uganda, beef from Ethiopia. We are a rich country to do that. But the thing is, you are provoking them. So you are guilty. You are guilty of the innocent blood because of the virtue that actually you provoked them. You provoked them. And I was listening to the mainstream media. I wish I have my hands on that mainstream media so that I can talk to the Kenyans. But I cannot be allowed. They say, oh, this professor is controversial. So he will make people not follow the line of being rude. Listen. I have heard you saying or laying blame on the young men. When the blame lies on you, that is even a worse sin. Now it becomes sin. When you cannot see that you yourself is the problem. The problem with you, Kalonzo Musyoka, is to say that these young men are brave when you are an elder. It's true, you are my son also, because these are my grandchildren. That generation is my grandchildren. So you, because you are younger, far much younger than I am, is to blame with a lot of you who are saying that it is bravery when somebody is doing something stupid. When somebody is behaving like a Zuzu, like a zombie. When somebody therefore is shot and becomes zero, that's what I meant. They became zero when they were shot. You say they were brave. That is how a country is destroyed. By people who are supposed to be leaders, but they are actually not supposed to be leaders at all. And those who are supposed to be leaders, because when I'm teaching political science and governmental studies and ethics, I should be a leader. But I cannot be allowed. Oh, that professor, really. So, I'm trying to make judgment who the guilty party is, so that we know on whose hands are the innocent blood. The Constitution allows it. So those boys who are not in, you cannot say they were guilty, because in their innocence, in their naivety, they were not taught political science in school. They were taught nonsenses like history, which you can read better. They are taught really nonsense. And that's why when they come out of school, they cannot fend for themselves. They should have taught law. They should have been taught law. There is no subject in the lower class until you go to university for the privileged people, privileged few. They are not taught politics, and that's why I'm teaching now politics. They are not guilty. You cannot say they are destroying this country as you are trying to place blame on them. You have to change the Constitution and say now it is an offense to go to the CBD, Central Business District of Nairobi, and demonstrate there. You cannot say one thing and then retract it behind the backs. So I don't blame them. I don't blame them. Neither do I blame my own children who disagree with me. As far as I'm a professor of political science, they say, no, Daddy, votes counts. When I say they don't count, it is the person who is counting who counts. So, why am I saying this? I'm saying this because we cannot agree. It is impossible to agree. And if you cannot agree, then at one stage, you are going to grab at one another into a civil war. That's what I'm trying to avoid when I'm talking like this. And you see, I'm a servant of God. He's the one who is saying, do not pour innocent blood. So when I say what he says, then I'm serving him. When you are doing things to cause bloodshed, then you're on the other side. And that's why I say, we cannot agree. If somebody, a poor professor, his own children, the Gen Z in my house, I told you I have 20 children in Ethiopia, 20 children in Kenya, because I wanted the rule. I thought I would bring them together, have a party, make sense, and they take over the rule. And that way I would have taken the rule. They disagreed with me. Most of them disagreed with me. As I'm talking now, one of them is going back to Ethiopia because I refused him to go and do demonstrations. I had to tell him, you go by aeroplane. Because now going from Moyale to Addis Ababa, because that's the route we use, there is OLF, Oromo Liberation Front. And when they see a kid or anybody at all from the rich families, they grab hold of him, go with him in the bush, and you have to pay a ransom so that he should be released. I told him, my friend, I don't have that money. If you are taken by the OLF, then, my friend, you tell them you have joined them and be an OLF. He's an Ethiopian, of the Ethiopian mother. So now he is nostalgic. He is going back to Ethiopia. I brought them here because in Tigray, they were rebelling against the presidency of Prime Minister Abiy. What happened? Oh, you know, Gen Z, in Ethiopia, we don't demonstrate, we fight. So they had guns. They were supplied with guns, by the way, from America. And they came very close to Addis Ababa saying, we shall get hold of you with our own hands. You are BA, you are spoiling Ethiopia. Baba, Abiy had to defend himself. How? Through attacking. How? By bringing in drones. So drones were thrown at those boys. In fact, it was so serious that Abiy himself had to put on uniform and go and direct the fighting there. That's how 600,000, not 600. In Kenya here, you got only about probably 100 killed, only 100. Not 100,000, 100. We are talking of 600,000 Tigray young men. Hey! Zero. The thing is, I had also washed my blood there, and that's why I came to Kenya. Don't go against the government, I told them. They called me a traitor. I had to withdraw the military age young man that belongs to me and brought them to Kenya. Happily, I have papers to show that I'm a Kenyan. I'm a Kenyan, in short. So I brought them here. Put them in the houses to avoid them being killed. And this young man now, the Gen Z, says he is nostalgic. We cannot cook jala here. He's going back to his mother. I told him, go by air. The good thing is, they make their own money through the internet. So, the blame is squarely on you Kenyan leaders because of having a document telling people, it's like you are telling them, come so that we can pour blood and serve the devil. Because Jesus said that you are from your father the devil. That one was a liar. So you lied when you in your constitution saying that we can demonstrate. And he was a killer from beginning. So you killed. So we are now seeing and making a judgment that this country is being led by a people whose father is the devil. And it will only be okay when people of God take over. And that is what I'm telling also Gen Z, that the problem is not even these people. It is what is being fed from the colonizers. Well, later on, I'll talk about if you do not use the scriptures, if you just read and you do not perform what it says, you will lose it. That's what Jesus meant. That those who have more, they are added more. When you study the Bible, you understand the Quran more. When you study the Quran more, you understand the Bible more. When you use your brain by asking yourself, who is to blame for this innocent blood? It makes you think. It makes you look at the Constitution, which says that Ruto should be leaving because people have lost confidence with him. But he's still holding, as if he is the only one who can lead this country. Is he there because he's making money? Let me tell you and warn you about money. It's like drinking salty water. The more you drink salty water, the more you become thirsty. The more these guys are holding money, the more they want more money. And the more they're saying, oh, pay taxes, poor taxes. We have to pay that tax, the lenders. But in your hand, we are seeing where the money is going. It's 1 million worth of a watch. My friend, is it more accurate than me who does not have a watch? But I have to use a phone to know what time it is. I'm being told the time is over. I'll talk to the next one what I wanted to say because I did not finish. Thank you. See you next time.